Good morning, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the live Wise Coffee Chat show. Super excited to be on here today with everyone. Who am I? For those that are watching, I'm Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self Development and Efficacy, WISE for short. And this is a show where it's all about inspiration, conversation, motivation. It's a very interactive show. So if you are watching, feel free to engage. It's right. How many times have you guys met someone and said, "Oh, let's meet over a cup of coffee," right? This is like the concept around it. So that's who I am. And also, just before I pass it on to my co-host, also Women's Institute of Self-Development and Efficacy, it's all about empowerment, right? Empowering women. We put on conferences, retreats, workshops. I feel like we have a sub running group called Fat Girls Run. So we do all these things for women to help empower them. So that's who I am. Kim, can you introduce yourself?
Sure. Good morning, ladies. My name is Kimberly Montesinos. I've been a part of WISE for many, many years. Thank you, Jennifer, for having me as a co-host on this amazing show. I'm a mom of two. I have a business. I own a cleaning business since 2004. So just love being in this community and inspiring other women. So I'm so happy to get to meet Natasha White this morning. I have never met her, so I'm excited about that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Natasha, can you share a little bit about who you are with the viewers?
Good morning, and thank you, Jennifer, so much for having me on this morning. I probably should have had some coffee since I was having technical difficulties, but that's okay. Well, I'm Natasha White. I'm a licensed massage therapist for the past 15 years, and I am a self-care coach. And I also am the founder of New You Wellness. We provide therapeutic services for individuals and for small businesses, and looking to rebrand that a little bit more and stretch that out to women of color, because I believe that it's important to make self-care a vital part of your career plan. So that is a little bit about me this morning.
Oh no, that's beautiful. And I think that's really why I really wanted to bring you on the show, because we're all about self-care. We're
Mhm.
all about resting. We're a big community on like, yes, we are super women and all that good stuff, but at the same time, like if you're not taking care of yourself, no one's being taken care of. Like you should be the one taking care of yourself first. So a lot of the messages that you put up, Natasha, resonate with me, because that's just a big thing that we put it. We have like spa days for our women in our community, right? Like we're big on that type of stuff because and I'm a big believer, and we can go into the conversation and learn a little bit more about you, but I'm a big believer that self-care is not bubble baths all the time and massages. It really is your mental health, taking time for yourself, meditating, prayer, exercise, right? There's so much that goes into it. And people just think, oh, self-care is just let me go get a mani-pedi. Like, nah,
Mhm.
there's more than that. Right?
Absolutely. I also just want to say really quick too, I really believe this is a great topic for this month, because right now I was just telling my family this, it's all every usually I love December. I love, besides my children's birthday, I love September through through January, because, we're always celebrating something, Thanksgiving, or, and I say Thanksgiving as a part of us just coming together and loving on our families, right? Not what it meant traditionally. And Christmas and whatever you celebrate, whatever religion you are. But the majority of our people in our world, this is a sad time, right? I've had a great friend of mine, husband just passed out of nowhere. You see on the news, a lot of people that I know were affected by this young man that just killed himself, right? So I really believe when Jennifer told me this morning, and I'm always excited to meet someone new. I love that about Jennifer bringing on powerful women on the show. Is this topic is really necessary for our community and for people, women out there in general, that feel like maybe they don't understand, or they don't know where to go, or people who don't have that holiday cheer. They're trying to play it off, but in reality they're just dying inside. So I'm just so excited that you're on to relate this message, because it's really necessary right now, this time of year. I think even more than ever, and throughout the year, but just right now, taking off that mask and really saying how you feel right now, and learning the tools to be able to take care of yourself, or find resources to do that. And like you said, Jennifer, it's not a pedicure and a bubble bath. It's deeper than that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I want to make sure I say good morning to Isali. Good morning. I'm glad to see some new faces on the show. So make sure you guys is interactive. So let's go before we go into conversation. We have to talk about coffee time. And I promised my daughter I was going to show my coffee cup. Because she got me a coffee cup.
Oh, it's so cute.
At her school, they have like a little store for the kids to buy presents for their families. Especially around this time, they'll do something in the lunch period. So she got me a mug because she knows about the show. She knows that I like the coffee. And she got it in the tiger stripes too. So it's like, so she was like, "Mom, have you used my mug on the show yet?" And I was like, "No, but I will do it this one, I promise." So that's
adorable.
I got my black coffee, my McCafe coffee, in my new mug. So that's what I got.
Cute.
Actually, I was just telling Jennifer I haven't been feeling well for a while, so I just have water this morning just to give myself a little bit break today this morning. So, and I put a water app. So if Mary Yee is watching, I have a water app on my phone to remind me, and it really works because it sounds like water pouring, and it just says, "Shh, time to drink your water."
That's
so
good.
this morning, ladies, I'm just drinking some water.
Oh, that's good. That's good. We need water. How about you? Are you drinking anything?
Not at the very moment. I had it before I came on, so it's not next to me right now.
No worries. Anything specific that you like to drink when you do drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee. I used to drink coffee and loved it, but my stomach doesn't agree with my stomach anymore. So it's just water or tea for me.
Nice. That's awesome. So we have Yadira. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Yadira.
Appreciate you being on here with us morning. So Natasha, share with us, how'd you start this wellness journey, or how'd you get into this area of this industry?
Well, I was still in corporate America, and I was just like, I need something else. And massage therapy was dropped into my spirit, and I was first like, what am I supposed to do with that? So, but I didn't dismiss it. I started researching some schools that really fit my schedule. And literally, once I started taking the classes, I was like, oh my God, we really take these bodies for granted. It is so amazing. I mean, the body is definitely is created to heal itself, but it needs us to participate in the healing process. And generally, we're just going, and we don't even think about it until we either have a diagnosis or we're just totally overwhelmed and the body just makes us sit down. And 15 years later, here I am still again, still doing massage therapy. And just literally over the years, it's just been, mostly providing individual service, the massage, the therapeutic piece. And for the last couple of years, because I lost my corporate job in 2020. So it was
Mhm.
just like, okay, what do I do now? Oh my God, I don't know. But I never lost the self-care piece of what God blessed me with, which is the massage therapy. And he was like, it's a lot more you can do with this. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to do it. This is what I've been doing for all this time, part-time in my corporate, I was doing my corporate job, just taking that on part-time. So I just been really researching and understanding what's the needs of women, specifically women of color. What is our needs? And a lot of times in the market research that I've been doing, a lot of them say, I don't have the time. Where can I find the time? I got the husband, I got the wife, I got the da 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 da. I'm like, okay, but after you take all the hats off, what about you? Who takes care of you? Who
Mhm.
put in time for you? And they're all like, well, and so I'm finding that it's always seems to be a negotiable thing to do is self-care, to take care of ourselves. It's almost a
Mhm.
negotiation that, okay, well, I got to take care of this and then I get to me. I'm definitely familiar with when I was working my corporate job, working overtime, weekends, holidays. I was taking care of loved ones even while being a single mom, being overwhelmed, barely having any sleep, you know, basically
Mhm.
working on fumes most of the time. So it
Wow.
was just like, I got to take care of this. Didn't want to go to work, didn't want to miss days from work, even when I was sick. Before COVID kicked in, I've worked in very germy areas before COVID. I mean, people were coming to work sick. I came to work sick because I was afraid of I'm gonna miss, time off, or I need to take care of this. So I understand the responsibilities that we have, but at the end of the day, if we're not well, we can't be productive enough to do what we need to do. If we're not
Absolutely.
taking care of our mental, we can't do enough of what we have to do to be, present for the people that we want to be present for. And just like you said, we have to take the hats off. We got to take the cape off. At the end of the day, women of color mostly are number one in most health dynamics. And I had a situation where I went to my gynecologist for my regular checkup and ended up having to come back for a 2-hour procedure, which turned into 4 because I had a lot of things going on. I had fibrosis, I had fibroids, inflammation of my uterus, and what else did she say I had? Endometriosis. And I was walking around here like it was nothing going on. And she was like, I
Mm.
here and you're not in severe pain. I was just like, I get a little cramping and I just keep it moving. But that's
Yeah.
generally what we do. We say we pop a pill or, we try to self-diagnose. But at the end of the day, we definitely are having to, focus a lot more on what the body is communicating to us because it only knows how to communicate non-verbally. So
Yep, yep. And I love this, and I'm going to interject. And for those that are watching, don't be shy. Let us know what you're drinking this morning if you're drinking anything, and say hi. So I know that me physically, my body, when I am too stressed now, right? Um, I will get stomach pain, and and I know because I've been able to like maintain it. Like now, I don't. For a whole year, I was trying to figure out like why do I have this pain? I mean, I did the whole colonoscopy, apinoscopy. I did the whole like let's do ultrasounds, and especially during like a difficult time, a difficult season I was in, and I was trying to figure out why do I have this pain in my stomach? And it was like I would take Tylenol, it would last, 12, 13, 14 hours, this pain. Like it was just it would nothing was happening and I couldn't take medicine to get rid of it. So I was dealing with it with doctors and I just realized this is stress related because my colonoscopy came back fine.
yeah.
It was just that unbearable. So I said, nah, now I rarely deal with it. I don't feel it, thank God, right? Because I've managed to get rid of the stressor that was causing that stress.
Mhm.
Um, but when I do feel it occasionally, I'm like, oh, okay. My body's telling me right now, like, you are stressing out over something. Take a step
Mhm.
back because I do not like that feeling. So I will not put myself in situations that cause me stress like that. I refuse to do that.
Yeah. And stress is real. It really does. Your body responds to everything. It responds to your mental, it responds to your emotional, it responds to your, everything that's going on. Your body immediately responds to it, and it can harbor in your organs. It can harbor in our muscles. So we can feel that. And a lot of times we, like you said, you took the Tylenol and you was like, Tylenol was going to take it, but it just masking it at that moment until, it's like, okay, that's then wore off. Now we're back. And a lot of us are dealing with, a lot of stressors, just like she said, Kimberly said earlier, how during this time of year, especially, a lot of people are dealing with loved ones that have been previously lost, loved ones that they lost maybe this year, all these different things. Sometimes the holidays is the worst time for some people. So it's a lot happening. And we just have to really sit back and take some time. And it's okay to take the time. I think people think that we got to always be on. No, you can shut down. The body needs to move just as much as it needs to rest. You need to rest just as much and give yourself an opportunity to recuperate, recover, relax, be able to focus. And that's okay to do that. Sometimes I think in this society we live in now, it's like, well, why are you not doing something? You got to be doing this. You got to be going. You got to be doing that. No, we got to take some time to step back too. It's important.
Yeah. Actually, and we know busyness is just, if you're too busy and you're always busy, you hiding something, or you're dealing, there's trauma there, right? We know that, like, and I don't want to get all deep into it, but like people that don't want to rest or stop, you don't want to think, right? Because sometimes resting can be scary for some people.
It can be. Yes, it can.
You sit there and you start thinking, and then that's why people are always busy and always throwing more things on their plate. Those could be just trauma responses, right?
Yes.
So I definitely think, like, if that's you and you're watching whoever and you're feeling like, man, I'm putting too much on my plate. Maybe it's because I'm trying to mask something or deal with something, or this is how I'm coping with something and I don't even realize it. Like, therapy, man, therapy is amazing. Like, really.
Huge.
That should be your bestie. Like, I like that. My therapist is my bestie. Yeah.
That's a good point, Jennifer. And I also like the fact that you said, I did catch that you said you were really, you're focusing on women in general, like you're there for everybody, but especially women of color. And I just want to say, like, I feel like women, depending on your generation, I'll talk about my generation, we feel like if we're not doing a lot, we're not doing good. Like, we define busyness as being successful sometimes, right? Yeah. And then we also, like, culturally being mixed and stuff, and knowing, growing up with a lot of, let me just like throw it out there, my Caucasian sisters, a lot of them don't have a problem taking, like, oh, I can't do that. I'm tired. Like, I need my rest. I'm going to do this. And like a lot of my Latina and my African American friends, we're like, we push ourselves so much more. And it's like, why do we feel that we have to do that? So I love when you said you really want to get this message out to women of color, to let us know that it's okay to rest. Like, we don't have to be on 24 hours to define. It can also be like what Jennifer's saying. Great analogy, Jennifer. Like, there's like a little demon there that we need to deal with. And also in our communities, it's like, therapy's for the weak. No, it's not. Therapy's for the strong. Therapy gets you over the hump. Like, don't be afraid to be vulnerable. We're being taught to be strong all the time. Being strong is going to get help. Let's change that. Being strong is saying, I need help. Being strong also says, when we have those vulnerable times, I need my tribe. I need a therapist, like Jennifer's saying. I need my rest. I need to rest my body. So thank you for saying that, because I know I have that disease of busyness. And I think in my case, it's like, if I'm not busy, I'm not productive. Jennifer, because on the back end, she's always like, no, Kim, get some rest. No, Kim, she's really a big advocate in our community to say, no, don't worry about it. She's not one of those that's like, oh, come on, I need you, or come on, you need to go. Come on. She's always about, no, if your body's telling you that, you're right, Natasha, the body will like tell you, and if you don't listen, it'll just slam you down. And next thing you know, you're like, I can't get up, right? We don't want to get there. So,
Right.
so thank you for this very necessary message in the community of as Jennifer has taught this community, and ladies and wise, she's a big advocate on calendaring your week. But one of the things she says to calendar is yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Calendar that hour. Start out with 15 minutes and then make it an hour priority. That if it's working out, if it's drinking your water, if it's in prayer, if it's in meditation, whatever it is, but 1 hour a day to Kim, to Jennifer, to Natasha, to the ladies in the community, that hour builds that habit, that great there's the what's that necessary habit, that good habit of taking
Mm-hmm.
care of me first. So don't do it at I'm not a 5 o'clock in the morning person, but I made it 6, so I can get up at 6 to 7 and just even if you're just laying there, you don't have to do anything, right, Natasha? Just if you just want to lay there and pray and just lay there and say, I need this rest, Lord, or I need this rest to the universe, whoever you believe in, and just have that time to yourself,
Right.
Yeah.
And just know
right?
too that the little things compound. Just like compound
Mm,
interest, those little things compound, even if it's 10 minutes, 15 minutes. But as you
Mhm.
start to do it regularly, you start to retrain the brain that, oh, you're supposed to do this at this time. This is
mm-hmm.
to go
Mm.
on. So I want us to stop discounting the small steps,
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
small steps go a long way and they can be more beneficial. Even like a power nap can be more beneficial than 8 hours sometimes. And
Amen.
it's
Mm,
very helpful if we just celebrate those wins when we do it and stop saying that I didn't do. But say, okay,
Mm.
I did take this 10 minutes. I did take this moment for myself.
Mm.
It's
That's good.
important.
That's
I
good.
like the nap. I like the nap.
Yeah.
I've heard that a lot. My business coach, I have a business coach for my business. She gave out shirts that said napping is the new something. I forgot how the saying goes, but it was about taking naps. And I've never napped, so it's like, wow, 10-minute nap or a 15-minute nap. It just kind of, instead of drinking the coffee at 3 o'clock, because that's kind of when my body like goes down, like I call it my downtime. Instead of drinking coffee, just rest, like take a little quick nap, and that can be more beneficial to the body than pouring another 16-ounce caffeine drink in there, right? So I get it. You're right.
That makes sense. Maybe like even a cat nap, right? Like I know that if I take naps, I can't. If I let myself take a nap, like I know it'll be like a 2 hour window, and then I'll be like, oh man, I really fell asleep there, right?
Hmm.
Um, so I would rather take a cat nap and max 15 minutes, just close my eyes, and then so this way when I wake up, I'm not all dizzy and I feel like I'm drunk, because
Hmm.
that happens. I don't know if it happens to you, but if I don't get like a full rest in my nap, I start feeling like I wake up and I'm still kind of like dizzy and like disoriented, like I really fully didn't, sleep.
Mm,
So I could see, like cat naps. I like cat naps. Like just close your eyes for a couple minutes and then wake up.
Yes.
wow.
So Natasha, when I met you, and I know that we want to make sure you promote yourself, do you have any? I remember you were talking about doing this. Remember you told me this? We met at Wendy Lee's
Yes.
business event, and I remember you were like, I don't remember if it's like if you need energy or something, you tap something here. Do you remember telling me that?
I probably did. I don't remember. There's so many ways you can do that. You can even just do a facial massage. Just take your hands and go over across your face just like this. So I say yeses into your hands. So it's just basically this.
Mm,
Wow.
It's very refreshing. But it's a good way to open up a face. A lot of times we forget just how many muscles we're using in our face. We talking, we laughing, we eating, we drinking. We forget all that. We make faces, we frown, our chin, our eyebrows go down. But just going across your face,
mm,
yes is in your hand. It's a great way to just waken up everything, to really relieve any tension in your face that you have going on. We take it for granted the muscles that we have in our face. You'd be surprised. You'd be like, I didn't know it was that tender over here. I didn't know it was this tense up in here. But it's a great way to do that. Also increases your lymphatic, because our lymphs are in every part of our body, but it helps to increase our lymphatic flow. And very, very good for that as well. So these are some of the tips that I teach women just to give you some simple tools you can use wherever you are. That's the
Wow.
important thing. We take it for granted that we have to, as you said, go somewhere, go do this. No, you can just do it right where you at. You can just take a couple of deep breaths in right now.
Mm. We
And
should do that right now. Like everybody right now, take deep breaths.
just breathe in through
Yeah.
your nose, exhale through your mouth. It releases any tension. A lot of us, I have our shoulders up all the time. Your breath is very helpful. We take it for granted. God gave it to us every day that we should use every single day and internalize it because that's your rhythm. That's your internal rhythm. Your heartbeat is your internal heartbeat. Nobody else has the heartbeat that you have. It's yours. So start to internalize that. Start to focus in on you and be okay with that. It's important because we are so connected with everything outside of us. It's about us being connected to us. Internalize that, and turn it inward to focus in on you and give yourself a chance to say, hey, Jennifer, yeah, you're doing all right. I didn't know that was tense over there, but that helped me. The body is knocking on that, tapping on that shoulder, saying, just tune into me. Don't turn off the phone, turn off the computer. Tune into me for a little while and take some time with me.
Right.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
I
love
love
that. I
that.
like that our heartbeat is no one else has our heartbeat. I've never
Yeah,
heard that.
I like that also. That was very sweet.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah,
very yeah, that sounds very intimate. Like you,
yeah,
your
Right.
heartbeat. I
yeah.
like that.
We're uniquely and wonderfully made as ourselves. We have our own imprint. Nobody has that. It's ours, but we are not connected to it like we should enough, and we need to do that more. So
Mm.
that's really where my rebranding is coming in to really do that. And when I do on-site wellness, I bring chair massages to clients on site to their small businesses. So that's just a
Oh
way
wow.
to boost, morale, productivity for your employees, and show them that you care enough about their wellness too. It's important. It doesn't take a lot of time. Give an employee a 15-minute break, and they get some chance to get some of that tension off of them for whatever they dealing with. And you just
That-
never know what somebody's dealing with. Like you said, I've walked around. Most people know this smile, but believe me, behind this smile, I've hidden a lot of things that
Yeah.
I've been going
Yeah. Me
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
I think we all do.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. Let me share this comment. This Facebook user, I'm pretty sure she's in the private Facebook group. That's why her name's not showing. I'm going to start reading this book called Take Two by Peyton Hughes. I'm not familiar with the book, but I'm gonna research it now. And then the Facebook user wrote, I do acupuncture cupping to release all my tension from anxiety. Wow,
through. Yeah.
that's awesome. That's
Good.
awesome. Good for you. I think that's really good for us to be mindful, to always do body scans, check in on ourselves, because
Mhm.
if we don't, we definitely will just get lost, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're like super like on your butt, you can't do anything, you're having a breakdown. Like avoiding those type of situations is amazing, like by doing what you're saying. And I love that you corporations and corporate companies hire massage therapists, right?
Hmm.
For their teams. I think that's like amazing. I forgot what movie I saw that did that, and I was like, that is so smart. Like, I want to,
Hmm.
like
Right.
have a massage therapist at my job. I'm gonna go tell my boss.
Yeah, it's important and it's valuable, and I really want to extend that reach to small business women owners, um, and have that available to them. So that's where my reach is going, to women of color, individually, as well as their small businesses and entrepreneurs as well, because it's important. Like you said, sometimes we forget to take that hat off. Sometimes we
Mhm.
forget that we need to be cared for and making it a part of our career plan. You hear about the business plan, but what about your self-care plan?
Amen.
Wow.
You
Yes, I
know,
love
Wow. I
that.
write that
you hear
down.
about,
Self care plan.
you
I
hear,
love the self care
I
plan.
love
That's great.
that.
Yes,
Oh my god.
I love that self care
Oh my
plan
god. We should.
idea.
That's part. That could be part of a vision board.
Yes.
For real. That really
Yes,
is. That really is.
that's
And
beautiful.
I love that. And we could add something to think about that right now, what you just said that triggered this thought, Natasha, is, you know, let's say you do have kids and you feel like, oh my God, I'm so selfish for doing blah, 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 right? And not attending to my children. At the end of the day, your kids are going to see what you do, and then they're
Mhm.
going to prioritize their self care, because I watch my kids and I watch how they're like, no, this is, I'm going to read. No, this is time for working out. No, this is like, I'm like, good for you, like,
Yeah.
and they learn because they've watched you.
Right. And just include them in it, say, hey, we're going to do a self care or whatever. Especially little girls, they love to make up the face, or, oh, we're going to paint nails today. Just include them in it. Sometimes I think, we tend to dismiss children as they always want to ask, but you can also teach children, that
Mhm.
this is important. And that aspect, yes, you are mommy. I get it. I understand, but also incorporate that in there and have them participate. Just like you said, they're learning from you. So they're gonna be like, oh, my mom used to do this, and we did this all the time. And then they'll be coming to you after a while. When we gonna have the self-care day? Or when we gonna
Mhm.
do da 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 da?
Mhm.
Just taking those times to also let everybody participate in it together. Not that you have to be overwhelmed and say, oh, now I gotta go home after working all day. Now I gotta cook, clean, da da da. Include everybody in there to lighten your load. And I think that's some of the things that we as women don't tend to do. We don't do the ask.
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
learning to
Mm.
ask. Oh my God, I'm learning to ask
Me
much more.
too. Me
Learn
too.
to ask. It's okay to say, hey, can you do this piece? Teach the
Yeah.
kids. I'm gonna teach you to come on in here and cook the meal. Cook one portion of the meal or something simple that they can do. But
Right.
just helping us to take the load off of our shoulders too, and not feel we have to take the bulk of everything on our plate and get it all done in one day, because you're
Wow.
gonna be wore out.
I
Wow.
love that because I just did goal setting with Jennifer, right? And one of my goals was that my children are adults and we're getting kind of disconnected. So I'm going to use what you're saying as part of my goal, because I said to her that I wanted to have a lunch or dinner something with them twice a month, right? But I can
Mm.
turn that into make it fun and do like a self-care thing. Like maybe let's go get a massage and then go have something to eat, or go get a massage and just go back and sit down and chill. Or, my
Mm.
daughter used to love, I know she loves mani pedis. Like, come on, baby, let's go have
Mm.
a mani pedi and then go
Mhm.
have brunch. So those are, but at the same time, she's learning to take care of herself and we're having quality time together. So I love
Mhm.
what you're saying, even for our viewers and our community that have children that are older. Those are good ways to come together and not necessarily spend money. We could do, she could just come back home, and I have a pedicure massage thing here. We could just sit here and do it ourselves, or do, apply mask on each other and call it Sunday facial day or something, but just
Mhm.
making it fun, but at the same time, self-care.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And also, I think sometimes, even our adult kids, my daughter's 24, so they tend to don't think that we understand,
Right.
and just saying, hey, it's all, everything's okay, not just even being judgmental, because some people just need to
Yeah.
have a listening ear and
Right.
say, hey, this is what's happening. You don't have to say anything, but just have somebody there to just listen to them. And I think
Mhm.
a lot of times, unfortunately, with the young man that just passed, you just never know what somebody's dealing with. You never know
Moms.
what's going on, and people don't want to necessarily talk. I used to withdraw a lot. I would withdraw. I would shut down. Nobody would hear from me for a few days, because I was just like, I didn't want to really, I felt like I was burdening somebody with sharing my stuff, but it was eating at me.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It wasn't making me well.
Mm-hmm.
And because I wasn't releasing that. So, like, I
Mhm.
appreciate that, Jennifer, too. Like you said, in our communities, a lot of times there are people who want to go and say, I'm not doing that's for the other people. But it's
Mm.
necessary. It's
Yes.
very necessary to have that communication and be able to release that, because that's eating away at you. That's
Mm.
so it's very necessary. I mean, I grew up in a house where he said, don't talk about what's going on in my house. So I really wasn't saying that. And it was like,
Yeah.
out. So I have to keep it to myself. And that wasn't healthy. And it isn't healthy, because
Absolutely.
those things be eating at us. And then, for some people, it could be a boiling point where it sets you into a space where you may do something to harm yourself, unfortunately. And
Mhm.
nobody wants that. But, just to know, let somebody know I'm here. I'm
Yeah.
there for you. And I did that once I found out, because my daughter's an artist. And so I just let her know, I don't care what's going on. You can talk to me. Just
Right.
whatever it is, just come and share. Just to have the communication.
Yeah.
I want you to know that I'm here for you and that no matter what, it's going to be okay. But, sometimes there are people who don't feel like they have that outlet.
Yeah, yeah, that's so true. And a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot, like people think, oh man, therapy is expensive, but there are mental health services that are given on a free or on a pay scale. It's just knowing what organizations do that in the Chicagoland area. Because I
Right.
know that when I worked in the nonprofit world, if I did have a client that was struggling with mental health, I would make recommendations. Okay, go here. They do like
Mhm.
pro bono free services. Go check them out. There's help out there. We just gotta look for it.
Right. And some
Um,
of them do like a scale on what you make,
Pay
right?
scale. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
pay scale. Mhm.
Absolutely. I think like one is like Pillar Health Services, another one's like Metropolitan Health Services. Like they have organizations that do this. Um, so I know we got to wrap up. Natasha, if someone wants to reach out to you, where do they go or how can they connect with you?
Yeah.
I am on Instagram at new_you_wellness. I'm gonna say that again. Instagram at new_you_wellness. My website is www.new-u-wellness.com. Yes, you did that right.
Okay, good, good. I was like, did I do that right? And what's the website again? Say it one more time.
It is new-u-wellness.com. And
Okay.
you can reach me at 872-221-0073. And I'll say that number again. It's 872-221-0073.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
put that there. So I hope I did that right. New
You
dash you
did
dash
very well.
wellness.com. 872-221-0073. So awesome. I am super excited. Thank you so much
Yes.
for doing this. Oh, we have Esperanza Health Clinics. That's another one. I bet you that's La Mera. I'm like, I know that says Esmeralda because I think that's probably her. Research the book. That is exactly what it talks about. Awesome. And then I see someone that they're looking for counseling. So yeah, definitely reach out if you have questions. Feel free. It's interactive. If I
Mhm.
don't know the answer, someone else in the community is gonna know the answer. So that's the great thing about being part of communities, that someone is an expert in one area and can support someone else, and vice versa. So thank you so much, ladies, for jumping on the show. Thank you, Natasha, for being a team player and jumping on this morning. Oh, Sonia Delgado. Okay, Sonia. And Kim, thank you for being a great co-host. I
Oh no,
appreciate
thank you.
you. Yeah, thank you so much. And we're gonna be at our 100th show. I can't believe it.
Oh
We're at nine.
wow.
Today's 99. Next one's gonna be 100. So
Wow.
yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for being on, and I hope you have a great, amazing rest of your week.
All right, you ladies do the same, and definitely put that alarm on your phone to take just 15 minutes for yourself to stand up, move around, increase circulation in your bodies, and just, give yourself a moment to focus on you.
No,
Yes, we
thank
have
you.
to do that. Thank you. Thank
Have
you,
a great day.
Kim.
You
You
You're
too.
welcome. Bye,
too.
Natasha.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.